Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review, and today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy, Siege, Autobot, Alphastrike, Counterforce. And oh boy, that is a mouthful. But anyway, this multi-pack consists of a G2 colored Sideswipe, Grand Slam, and Rain Dance, as well as a Battle Master named Trenchfoot. And well, I'll just place Trenchfoot here. This set was an online exclusive, along with another online exclusive multi-pack, which had Skywarp and some Battle Masters, and well, let's just say, compared to the Skywarp multi-pack, this one was a lot easier to find. Oh boy. So yeah, if you want to see Skywarp, let's just say you might want to sell your kidneys first. Well, if you want these guys, then, well, there should be a little to no trouble finding this multi-pack. But well, first of all, let's just take a quick look at the packaging. And well, I actually quite like this. So we've got both Sideswipe and Slam Dance there. Just right now getting shot at, presumably by Skywarp. Just got Trenchfoot there. At the back we have everyone in all their modes. Here we have the infamous Skywarp set. And well, that's pretty much it for the box. And well, taking a look at these one by one, let's start with Sideswipe. And well, it's basically Siege Sideswipe in his G2 colors, or as Legacy would call it, G2 Universe Sideswipe, which kind of makes me want Kingdom Sideswipe in G2 colors now, but that's probably not going to happen. Yeah, we'll see. But taking a quick look at this, I definitely like how this looks. I mean, seriously, the black with red accents definitely looks really nice. And I mean, seriously, just look at this red windshield here. That just looks amazing. Oh, that cybernetic detailing in there. So yeah. And of course, you do have some ports on him if you want to plug in a blast effect. And I just picked one at random, so even fit. So yeah, if you want him getting shot at, then there you go. And of course, he does come with an accessory, this being a rocket launcher, presumably redecorated from the OG Siege Sideswipe accessory. As of recording, I don't have Siege Sideswipe, or Kingdom Sideswipe for that matter, for some reason. I've got Red Alert, but not Sideswipe. But of course, if you want, you could just plug into the top here, or if you want, you can plug into the sides, and you can just plug in a big blast effect to make it look like he's firing. Or if you want it to look believable, you can just do this to look like it's actually fired. So yeah. And well, for comparison, here he is with Red Alert. Well, the Siege version, I mean, because, well, comparing the Kingdom version with the Siege mold wouldn't really make that much sense, would it? But seriously, I hope either Legacy or whatever comes after Legacy gives us the Kingdom mold in G2 colors. So yeah. Now next up we've got Slam Dance, which consists of Rain Dance, the jet, and Grand Slam, the tank. And back in the G1 days, these two were just little cassettes for a blaster. But in Siege, they've been fully evolved into an Autobot version of flywheels or Skytread. And well, I don't have Siege Skytread, so this is my first exposure to the mold. And in my opinion, I actually think this is quite a fun mold. Now, starting off with Rain Dance. Well, of course, it's just Skytread's jet component in blue. And while I don't have the Siege mold, I do have the G1 mold to compare it with. So, although the colors may be different, it's still technically the same kind of jet. And we can see they actually do look quite similar. Well, I mean, sure, there's some added arms, but come on, this doesn't auto-transform anymore, so give it some credit. So yeah, that's pretty much the jet component or Rain Dance. And now for Grand Slam. So taking a quick look at the component by itself while comparing it to the G1 mold. This gun does come off of the robot mode, so there's that. Unfortunately, the back is kind of hollow though, so that's kind of unfortunate. And when comparing it with the G1 tank component, oh boy, that's quite a gun extension. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you still want the short gun, you can possibly plug this in. I mean, it's all tight fit, but you can do that. But this is the gun that's meant to go in here. So, yeah. And of course, the G1 figure had this little port here to plug in a gun, which they do technically carry over, although there's ports on both sides. So yeah. Although what I prefer to do is just plug it here. So now we have these two all armed up. And yeah, that's pretty much the two components of Slam Dance. Of course, they don't turn it into cassettes anymore. This was before Siege, not Siege, Kingdom or Legacy Blaster. But still, quite nice. And finally, here's Trenchfoot. a completely new character for this multi-pack. Kind of like how Skywarp has, if I can remember right, the little pterodactyl guy named, I think, Pterodactyl, who himself is a recolor of another new guy, Pteraxodon. Yeah, Siege introduced a couple of new guys with the Battle Masters. A couple were just Target Masters, and a couple were completely new characters. And this guy's a completely new character. Although this is essentially just, if I can remember right, Blowpipe. I mean, I do have this mold, but it's in the nice that came with Select Cyclonus. So yeah, he has this blast effect. Although in yellow this time, so if anything, this just looks like a... Well, to try and make it appropriate, let's just say it's a stream of lemonade. So yeah, this guy can shoot lemonade at his opponents. Okay. Or if you want, you can plug it into Sideswipe and Slam Dance's guns. So you can do that if you want. Plug it into here. Or you can just plug it into... Oh, well, that came off. That actually is a complaint. The gun component can be a bit loose on the Grand Slam. So, yeah. And of course, you can't just plug in Trench Foot on any of the combat ports. So if you want to go full-on Target Master here, I mean, this could have been a full-on Hot Rod, like this could have been a Hot Rod pre-tool, although thankfully Studio Series gave Hot Rod a full-on new figure, so... Although, like, yeah, this could have been Hot Rod, but thankfully he got his own figure. 3 times, actually. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the vehicle modes. Ooh, that's not Rain Dance, that's the eject component for G1 Firewheels. It's just really hot today, so my brain's all fried. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the alternate modes. I'd say my favorite would probably have to be... I'm not sure, I think maybe just Sideswipe, because I just think these colors are really well. Well, these colors work really well. I'm not sure, I think it's just because I really like Generation 2. Although, I'm probably just being a bit biased, because I did recently get the Legacy Jax's figure. And I am going to review that very soon. Well, let's just get onto the transformations, and, well, let's start off with Sideswipe. So, to get Sideswipe transformed, well, basically the same as Red Alert, and I have already shown a Red Alert transformation, but in case you haven't seen it before, if you've never seen this mold before, for whatever reason, just start by opening up some panels. So, open these side panels and open these panels underneath, because these ones will let you flip out the back of the car as if this is a GoBot. And just flip it out to such a degree where you can flip out these feet. Then push these panels back in. Spin it at the waist, split the legs, get the arms out, get the hands out as well, get these out of the way so you can push these in, get this section out, push in the front of the car to form the chest, and there you have it. Now for Slam Dance, well, 2 things. One, the first version of the mold, Skytread. Well, Flywheels is normally an auto transformer. If I can just get getting him transformed to show you. Yeah, with G1 Flywheels, he just transforms automatically. Whereas with Siege Flywheels or Skytread, well, they pretty much ditched that, so you have to transform him manually. And well, with Slam Dance itself, well, the G1 version of the mold, Rain Dance formed the legs, and Grand Slam formed the torso. And well, with this guy pretty much being Flywheel's redeco, they had to swap that. So this guy's the torso, this guy's the legs. So yeah, kind of confusing. Well, to get to the transformation, we're just going to remove the gun. I mean, it is weapons parts forming, so yeah, so it's weapons parts forming, so it's not really that bad. But we're just going to open these up, get these out the way. So just swing that out, split the legs, get the feet out, close these back up, and now you've got a pair of red trousers. For Rain Dance, you just remove the gun again. You're going to tab the arms from each other. Just get these out. Flip the hands out. Rotate the arms around. You flip this out, if I can. That's going to be the little combiner port. Flip, tap these in. And get the little jet cockpit down. That reveals the head. And then just like just super link them together like an Energon character. And then boom! They have Slam Dance in robot mode. And as for Trenchfoot, well, we're just going to leave him in gun mode for now. Seeing how he is a Target Master / Battle Master. And well, these two look pretty cool in their robot mode. I mean, sure, Slam Dance does kind of look like a Shattered Glass version of Flywheels, but Sideswipe looks pretty nice. So, taking a quick I can't even speak. Taking a quick look at these one by one. So yeah, of course, as I've said, Sideswipe is pretty much just the Siege mold in his G2 colors. So yeah, the reds and blacks are pretty much just swapped. Taking a quick look at the head, which I'm pretty sure is actually the same head component as the... In fact, no, oh no, it's not the same head as Red Alert. It's different because the ears are more spiky. That's a good attention to detail there. Now, of course, you can give him his weapon. So you can either just plug this into here as an actual side-mounted shoulder rocket, or or if you want, this can just be a hand-held weapon. Well, of course, either way, you can still take blast effects. And of course, you know, this is Siege. He has got ports here for lasers, if you will. Although, of course, these are intended for weaponizers. I mean, there's a reason he's shown on the back of Cog's box for For crying out loud. So yeah, that's pretty much my quick overview on Sideswipe. Now for Slam Dance, I forgot to fold the wings in, but there we go. So yeah, of course, as I keep saying, Slam Dance is essentially an Autobot recolor of Skytread, and well, I think this is actually a really nice mold. I mean, sure, Rain Dance is the torso instead of the legs, and vice versa for Grand Slam, but I still think this kind of works. I mean, sure, he does kind of have like a tail fin there hanging off his ass, but aside from that, there's not really that much kibble aside from the wings. Taking a quick look at the head, he's got a really cool looking eye visor. So yeah, if I had the G1 Slam Dance figure, I would definitely do a full-on comparison. But unfortunately, I don't. If anything, I don't have any of the G1 cassette figures. Now, giving him his weapons. Of course, we can give him the disc gun and the gun from the tank mode. Or, if you want, these actually can combine. If you want that going on. Although I don't really do that. So yeah. Of course, these can take blast effects. And of course, the feet can take blast effects. Or weaponizers, if you will. Although just for this video, they're going to be taking blast effects. And finally, for Trenchfoot, well, if you keep hitting him in gun mode, you can just give him to any figure and he can hold him like so, just like a Target Master. Or well, Battle Master in Siege's case. Well, come on, this is clearly a Target Master. And using the included blast effect, there you go. Now, going by these colors, I'm fairly certain this is intended to go with Sideswipe. I mean, come on. Black, red, black, red. This is clearly meant to go with Sideswipe. You can give it to Slam Dance, although, given these colors, it's clearly intended to go with Sideswipe, I think. And while quickly transforming Trenchfoot, it's essentially the same as most other Battle Masters. We just unhook the arms, get the legs out, split them, just move that to the back, and there you go. Quick 360 of that. If you want, you can just unpeg this so he can have a little fusion cannon, if you will. Yeah, not really much to say about this. Although I do quite like it. Although the posability is not really much to say. I mean, the arms are on ball joints, so he can kind of T-pose. The legs are also on ball joints, so he can kind of do the splits, and that's pretty much it for him. And we're going for a posability on Sideswipe. It's essentially the same for a Red Alert. So yeah, the head can move, it can look up, it can not really look down that much. The arms can also move. Of course, he can T-pose. He's got bicep rotation, he's got elbows. No hand articulation, unfortunately, but they can go in. Waist rotation. Legs go forward that far, back that far. He's got knees. it just started raining. It's got ankles. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Sideswipe's articulation. Now for Slam Dance. Now considering how both Flywheels and presumably G1's Slam Dance were bricks back in G1, it's surprising that this guy is actually quite posable. So the head can look side to side, can kind of look up. His arm can, of course, rotate. Of course, he can do the... Well, he can T-pose. It's not time for the splits yet. He can face plant. He's got really good range of elbow. Of course, bicep rotation. The wrist can't rotate, unfortunately, but it can go in. Base articulation, which is just kind of hindered by this. Legs can go forward that far. Back, not that far. Of course, you can do the splits. Unfortunately, not as good an ankle pivot as Sideswipe, though. Oh, well. Right, he's got knees. And he's got a good swivel. And if you really want, you can pull off a movie jazz. So, yeah. And finally, see how I forgot to show it. He is Sideswipe next to Red Alert. So you can just see how the black and white contrast with each other. And here we have Slam Dance, or well, I guess you can say Autobot Flywheels, with the OG Flywheels. So you can see how Siege definitely upgraded an classic character. Even if this isn't the same character, it's just a recolor. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about these guys. Overall, I'm actually quite impressed. I mean, seriously, this is a really nice multi-pack. I mean, G2's Sideswipe is really cool looking. Slam Dance, well, in my opinion, Slam Dance looks really nice. And, well, Trenchfoot might not be my favorite, but he's also really nice. And, well, even though these guys might not be as well known as Skywarp's multi-pack, even though that might not be for the... Well, even though Skywarp's multi-pack is well known for the wrong reasons, I still quite like this. I mean, seriously. I mean, like, there are still complaints. I mean, for example, this gun can be a bit loose in Grand Slam's tank mode. This can get in the way in posability sometimes. But well, if I try to think of like of other complaints I have with this set, then it's just going to reach nitpicks. I mean, I could say that like there could be QC issues, although from what I can remember, like that's just with the earlier runs, seeing how I'm not having any problems with these guys. Like, they transform just fine, they pose just fine. So, yeah. So, do I recommend these guys? Well, if you're a fan of G2 and obscure characters, then sure, because, well, there's going to be people who have no idea who Slam Dance is. There's going to be people who prefer Sideswipe and Red, presumably. But, well, like, I just don't know how to end this, just because I'm just burning where I'm just burning right now. It's really warm where I live, so I'm just gonna end this with, like, even if you even if you're not a fan of like slam dance or whatever, I definitely still do recommend this, even if it's just for like the G2 Sideswipe, because this has become one of my favorite Siege sets, like one of my favorite Siege figures. I mean, seriously, Slam Dance has turned out to be way better than I thought he'd be. And well, let's just end this before I just end up getting like heat stroke or something. Well, this has been my review on Siege G2 Sideswipe, Slam Dance, and Trenchfoot. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.